This is the first clip that I'm filming in so long and it actually feels kind of weird. But today is Monday, so I wanted to give you kind of like where I'm at reading wise. So it would be nice to actually know where I'm at reading wise before I give you the update. I'm on chapter 4, page 51 of My Roommate is a Vampire by Jenna Levine. I don't know exactly how to pronounce that. So it's obviously kind of like a paranormal romance. It got really popular last year, so I'm finally reading it 1 year late. What's new? I actually started it last night. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna read just like one chapter. It was so addicting. I wanted to keep going, but I was like, I need to get some sleep. So I forced myself to just stop reading, and now I'm actually going to pick it back up, and I am so excited about it. It's so good. It's so funny. It feels like a rom-com. Basically, we have our female main character. Do not remember her name. Hopefully by the end of the book, I will have actually... Wait, it starts with a C. Cassie? So she basically finds this ad on Craigslist about this apartment, and it's $200 per month, like the rent, and she's going to be living with another person. Now we're in the part where she has moved in, and obviously her roommate is a vampire. She doesn't know about it, but we obviously know about it. So it's kind of fun, and in the beginning of the chapter you get little things about the male main character, the vampire. So in one chapter you get like a list that he has. Another one, you get kind of a text conversation with him and one of his friends. It's really fast-paced and I'm really enjoying it. And I was actually shocked that this is the first book from this author. So I literally went on Goodreads, I checked. I was like, maybe it's like, you know when authors have two names for writing purposes? So the first name is like the normal name, and the second name they have it for like, maybe if they're writing Christmas novels or if they're writing like another genre. So I was like, oh, maybe that's the case with this author. I went on Goodreads, but no, she only writes these books and she doesn't have like a different name like, as an author, I guess. Yeah, and this is her debut novel, so I was really shocked because I really am enjoying the writing. I will say I'm not taking it that seriously because obviously it's a romance between a female and a vampire that is from like, I don't even know how many centuries ago. So I'm not taking it that seriously, but it's exactly what I needed because I was honestly feeling a bit slumpy, which was not fun. And I feel like this one is just getting me out of that slump. So I'm very excited about it and I'm hoping that I'm really gonna like it. And I think the second book in this series comes out in September, right? In the beginning of September, maybe middle of September, but I'm very excited about it and I cannot wait to keep reading. I'm really curious to see if I will still like it, and I'm hoping that I'm really going to enjoy it because obviously Halloween is coming around and I would really like to have some recommendations for Halloween and kind of like have books, witchy books and stuff like that. And I don't have that many. I have a few that I've read through the years, but I don't have that many. So I would really like to find some more because I actually really enjoy them. Do I read fantasy? No, but I love the paranormal kind of books, I guess, like romance books, because they feel kind of silly, they feel kind of fun, they're just great vibes. So yeah, my goal for this fall is definitely to read as many witchy books as I can and hopefully not get burned out by them because that's usually what ends up happening with me. In every season, there's a type of book that I read and then I end up getting burned out of that book. Usually October, I try to read so many witchy books that I get burned out by them, and then November, December, I try to read so many Christmas books that I get burned out for those, and then Valentine's Day comes around, I try to read so many fluffy, cute romances. I get burned out on those, and then summer comes around and I try to read literally all of the summer books that are out there. So this time around I really want to focus a bit more on spacing them out a bit more, so that's why I'm starting in September with witchy books. But yeah, really enjoying it so far and I'm hoping that I'm gonna keep enjoying it. It's so funny. If you want like a laugh out loud kind of book, this is definitely it. I was literally laughing out loud last night. I'm hoping that I'm gonna read it a lot today. I don't really have any plans. I am going to go out tonight, but other than that, I don't really have any other plans. So yeah, hopefully I'm gonna get a lot of reading done. Okay, this looks awful, but I thought that it would update you while I'm wearing makeup and like still look presentable. But seeing myself in the viewfinder, I don't really look presentable, but it's okay. I just got back home, and before I left, I reached chapter 9, which is page 138. So I feel like I have read quite a bit today, and I'm very happy about it. I'm definitely gonna read more. Usually before I go to bed, it's the time that I read the most. I definitely will reach 200 pages. I feel like that's doable. But yeah, my plans for now are literally to just remove my makeup, put my pajamas on, eat something, and read this book, because I was almost late because I literally could not put this book down. I was like, one more page, one more page, one more page. I was like, oh, let me finish this chapter, let me finish this chapter. So yeah, I ended up being a tiny bit late, just by that you can understand how much fun I'm having. It's so good. I don't know what is going on. I don't know why I'm liking it so much. What I'm trying to say is that it's so ridiculous that it's fun, and if you go into it thinking that, oh, it's just going to be like a silly little book, you're really going to like it. And something else that I really like is the fact that it doesn't try to be anything else. I have read some paranormal romances in the past, and they have like this mystery going on and all of these things. You try and figure out what the other person is, you don't know. Whereas in this book, from the beginning, you know, he's a vampire. She learns about it in the first third of the book, so it's not like the author kept it until the third act conflict to just that be the reason why they break up or something like that. It's silly and it's fun, and I'm loving it. This is definitely getting me out of my reading slump, and I am so happy about it. And this just goes to show that mood reading is literally so good, because I literally picked this book up because I was like, okay, I'm not in the mood for reading, but what book is kind of interesting to me? Like, what is intriguing me? And I was like, I feel like I want like some paranormal kind of situation, like Halloween vibes. And then I went into like, I have on Goodreads, I have a bunch of lists, and one of them is like Halloween hopefuls, I guess. And I was going through that, and I was like, this feels good, this feels nice, this feels fine. I saw this book and another one. I think the other one was Magical Meet Cute. I don't remember the author. These two seem really nice. They're calling my name. So I knew the synopsis of this one, and then I was like, okay, let me see the synopsis of the other book. I didn't care that much about the other book's plot, so I was like, okay, let me pick My Roommate is a Vampire and just read the first chapter. I don't need to finish the book. So I went into it. I read the first chapter and I was like, I want to keep going. I'm gonna go eat something, get ready for bed, and then I'm gonna read a lot of my book because I am so excited. I am so excited to just keep reading. Good morning. Today it's Tuesday, right? Yeah, today's Tuesday. I actually didn't end up reading that much last night. I got so tired. My eyes were closing. I was like ready to go to bed. But I ended up reading until page 162, which I feel like it's pretty good. You know, it's not amazing, but it's pretty good. You can understand how much I was just falling asleep because I literally stopped in the middle of the chapter, which I don't do. I am in the middle of chapter 11, but I was looking at it and it said that I had 18 minutes left in the chapter, and I was like, my eyes are closing. There's no chance of me reading for 20 more minutes. So I was like, okay, it's fine. We're just gonna go to sleep and everything is going to be fine. So yeah, so now I have to calculate how many pages I actually read. I reached page 162 and then I was on page 51. So I ended up reading 111 pages, which is pretty good, especially because I didn't get that much reading done at nighttime, which is usually when I get my most reading done. So yeah, I read 111 pages and most of them were at daytime, which is crazy to me. That means that I am on page 162 of this book. So I am 49% through this. I feel like I can finish it today, but I might actually go out today again. So I might not finish it. But I'm just taking it easy, trying to read as much as I can. Well, actually, as much as I feel like. So far, I'm really liking it. Literally the same thoughts that I had yesterday. I'm really enjoying it. I think that it's definitely a great book to read on Halloween season if you're not looking for anything crazy and just something silly, fun. I feel like this is definitely just a no thoughts, just vibes kind of book, and I'm having so much fun with it. So yeah, I definitely want to keep reading and I cannot wait for the second book. The second book is about our male main character's best friend, and I'm really excited about it because we meet him in this book and he seems fun and silly and just goofy, and I am very curious to see how his book will be. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep reading. I just wanted to let you know how many pages I ended up reading yesterday because I knew that I would forget about it if I didn't tell you. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep reading. I haven't read anything today and it's already 4 o'clock in the afternoon, which is not amazing, but it's fine. This is supposed to be a mood reading vlog, so yeah, I'm doing exactly that. I ended up reading 126 pages, so I stopped at page 288, which I feel like is a lot. because yesterday I actually was pretty busy and I did a bunch of things. So I am surprised with myself. And I'm definitely finishing this book today. It says that I have like an hour left in the book. I left off at such like a crazy part where it was like right before things happened. But I was like, I need to go to sleep. So yeah, that's that. So yeah, now I'm gonna just keep drinking my coffee because I made it really good today, which is so nice. You know when your coffee just hits? Yeah, this is one of those days and I'm so happy about it. And I'm just gonna keep reading. Hopefully I'm gonna finish the book and then I'm gonna see which book I'm gonna read next. I am in the mood for like a dark romance, but at the same time I'm not sure. I think maybe I could listen to an audiobook. Maybe do both. Who knows? Because tomorrow I'm driving for like a long time and then I'm also gonna be using public transportation for a long time. So I feel like it would make sense for me to just have an audiobook and be listening to that. We'll see how I will feel after I finish this book. But so far this book is going great, which is so shocking to me. I don't know why I didn't expect it. But I read The Ex-Hex by Erin Sterling and I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. It was like around 3 stars, but it wasn't like anything crazy amazing. I didn't have high expectations for this. I was like, oh, maybe like Halloween books are not exactly for me, like this type of Halloween books. But this is so good. It's so entertaining and fun and I'm loving it. I am really loving it. So yeah, I'm gonna keep reading. We'll see when I will update you, probably once I finish this book. I know that I said that I would update you yesterday at nighttime, evening time. Yeah, I lied. Now it's Thursday and I literally just got ready to leave the house. So I thought that I would let you know how many pages I ended up reading yesterday. Okay, so the book is supposed to be 340 something pages, but the actual end of the book, the actual end of the story is on page 337. So that means, what page was I yesterday? I don't remember. Okay, so yesterday I ended up reading from page 288 to page 337. So 288. Oh, so I read only 49 pages, which is not good by any means. I honestly thought that I would be reading more yesterday, but I don't know what happened. I finished the book and then I went out with my friend. When I came back, I was planning to read, but I was so tired that I literally just wasn't in the mood to start a book. So I think that's what happened. But that being said, I'm hoping that today is going to be better because I'm going to the center of the city that I live in, which is basically I'm going to be driving for like 30 minutes and then it's public transportation for like almost an hour, like 40 to 50 minutes. So it's going to be a while. I'm sorry, look at her. Okay, sorry about that, but I had to show you because she's adorable. I'm obsessed with her. I love her so much. I'm basically gonna be driving for like 30 minutes and then it's public transportation for like 50 minutes to an hour. It depends on the traffic. So my plan is to actually listen to an audiobook while I'm doing all of that because going there and getting back is going to be around like 3 hours. So I feel like that's a really good amount of time to actually be listening to an audiobook. I don't know if that will actually happen. I might just listen to music through all of that. I really don't know. I'm hoping that I'm not. And my plan is, if I do end up listening to an audiobook, I think I'm gonna be listening to The Kiss Curse by Erin Sterling. This is, again, a witchy book. I know that I said that I was in the mood for like a dark romance, mafia probably kind of vibes. And I still am, but I don't really want to listen to an audiobook about that. I would prefer to actually be reading the book, like physically reading, I guess, kind of. Whereas this is a book that I actually really want to get out of my physical TBR. I have had it for so long. I read the first book, which is The Ex-Hex. I have it somewhere on my bookshelf over there. So I read that book and I didn't love it. I know that a lot of people really like that book and this whole series. For me, it was like a 3-star, which is an okay book, but it's not something that I will think about ever again. And it is a series that is pretty popular for like the witchy Halloween vibe, so I do want to actually read it. But I started reading it like half a year ago, but it wasn't doing it for me, and I don't know if this time around it's going to be better. The first book, I didn't really love the writing. Something about the writing just doesn't really work with my brain. There's a disconnect from the characters. Is it third person? Yeah, I think that it's actually third person, so that might be why. Usually I don't have an issue with third person. I can read them just fine, but sometimes it just doesn't work with me. It depends on how exactly it's written, and this is apparently not working with my brain. And I remember I had trouble reading the first book. Like, it took me quite a bit, and I had to actually kind of not force myself, but kind of make myself sit down and actually read it and not like put it off. So yeah, I have the audiobook for this and I'm hoping that I'm gonna be listening to it because I really just want to get it off my physical TBR, and I think that the audiobook is going to be the way to go. I don't have high expectations for this. I don't think that it's gonna be a book that I will love. I'm thinking that it's gonna be like around the 3-star mark, but that's fine. Even though I don't love them, I think that they're fun and they do have amazing vibes, very witchy Halloween fall vibes. So I do like them for that reason, and I would recommend you to pick it up and try it out, like give it a chance, because it might really work for you. Like the fact that it doesn't work for me doesn't mean that I don't see how it could work for someone else. My cat started choking on something. The dog that I'm dog sitting got tangled up in something. It's going great so far. It's going very, very great. Anyways, that's what I wanted to say. I'm gonna go now because if I continue talking, I'm probably going to be late. So yeah. A liar because I'm pretty sure that I told you that I would update you yesterday after I came home. Yeah, that did not happen, and I actually ended up not reading that much. I literally reached so I read 43 pages. It's not good, but I don't have an excuse. I don't know what happened. I was literally on the bus for like an hour and 30 minutes in total, and I literally listened to just 43 pages. The funny part is that I was like, oh yeah, I definitely read like 100 pages or something, and I went home and I actually was like, oh, okay, let me see where I am in the physical copy. Yeah, I didn't read that much. It's not really working for me. If I was not listening on audiobook, I would probably DNF this, and no, it's not for me. Something about it is not doing it for me. And I remember something about the first book too. It kind of annoyed me how they were trying to have like action in the book, but I feel like that's not what I want in a witchy kind of book. I don't know, and the whole town seems kind of weird. Like, we are told that it's a touristy town. It has also people that are not witches, and being a witch is something that is like secret, but I feel like we never see other people. It's literally just our main characters and that's it. And I'm like, how? But it's supposed to be a touristy town, but I don't see any tourists. I don't see another person other than you. So yeah, that's kind of annoying. I don't know, I feel like there's a disconnect and something missing from this book that is not missing from like other witchy books that I have read. So I don't know what that means. I really don't know. I will say it's a fun book. I would recommend to give it a try because it's not bad by any means. It's just, for me, it's not exactly working. So I'm going to continue listening to the audiobook because it is relatively easy. I think I'm gonna kind of do like a combo audiobook and physically reading it. And by that, I literally mean that I'm gonna be listening to the audiobook while I'm reading it, because I think the reason why I didn't listen to more than 43 pages is the fact that I would go back on the audiobook because I wouldn't understand something, and I was even listening to it on like 1.5 times speed. Like, I usually listen to my audiobooks at 2 times speed, so I don't know if it's something about the narrator. I don't know what is going on, but I found it a tiny bit hard at times to understand what they were saying. So yeah, I think I'm just going to listen to it, maybe even like faster, maybe 2 times speed, but at the same time just reading the words on the book, on the page. I feel like that's gonna work a lot better for me. It's not something that I do usually, but sometimes it does help a lot, and I'm gonna try and finish it today, hopefully. The thing is, today I literally have to go to a wedding. In the beginning of this week, I literally had 0 plans. Maybe I had like 2 nights out planned or something. Yeah, I don't know how it ended up being one of the busiest weeks that I have had in a while. And the thing is, I was hoping that I would finish this book yesterday and then start a new one and finish it today, because today is the last day of this reading vlog. But yeah, it's looking like we're gonna be reading only 2 books. Hopefully I can finish this book. It's a couple of days later, but I wanted to give you the last update and also finish the book so I can give you my final thoughts on it. On Friday, which was technically the last day of this video, I ended up reading until chapter 28, which is page 236. So on Friday, I ended up reading 192 pages. I will say, after I came home from the wedding, I was definitely really tired, but I was like, I need to read this book. I grabbed the book and I started reading the book and also listening to the audiobook, and that helped me a bit get more comfortable with the characters, with the narrator and stuff. And that did help me a lot because by the end of it, I ended up listening to it at like 2.5 times speed, which is really good. Almost 200 pages. That's honestly really good. Then on like Saturday, I ended up actually finishing the book. I had less than 100 pages left. I prefer it over the first book, so that's something. And I feel like throughout like the book, the middle all the way to the end, the second half of the book basically was really good, and I really liked the action, kind of like the mystery sort of aspect that it had. I do prefer it a lot more than I did the first book, the plot of the first book. So yeah, I did like it. I think that I'm just gonna give it 3.5 stars, which is good, but it's just, I don't know, something about the writing doesn't work that well with my brain. So I do recommend reading these books and seeing if they will work for you, because maybe the writing will work perfectly fine for you. It's just for me, it's not 100% working. But yeah, I did enjoy it. It was really fun. I like the vibes of it. I would recommend the audiobook. I think that with the third book, I'm also going to be listening the audiobook for that. That's all that I read. I'm gonna put on the screen the final amount of pages that I read for Monday all the way to Friday. I feel like it's going to be close to 500. Okay, my cat is eating. I don't know if you can hear that, so I'm gonna wrap this video up. I hope that you liked it. It was really fun for me. I feel like it kind of helped me get out of my reading slump a bit, because I was just reading whatever I wanted, and it ended up actually being kind of like a full witchy kind of reading vlog, which is fun. I guess it's really fun for the season. So that's something. But yeah, I hope that you liked this video. And if you did, I hope that I'll see you in my next one. Bye!